Okay. Yeah, I think it's connected. We're actually getting proper connection unlike the start of last week.
Oh, good.
Despite the fact that it is actively snowing outside.
I was about to say.
You'd think that we'd have worse connection this week.
Maybe the snow's helping.
In some miraculous fashion, the snow is helping. Don't question it. Check to see if the audio's doing alright. Yep. Sounds like the audio's doing just fine. Well, with that said, hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. As I have listed in the episode title, we have some questionable ethics to go perform. You know, stuff like
opening a door.
Yeah,
Very
opening a door.
Questionable.
Harassing people. Over smuggling operations.
Yeah.
Not because we are a police officer and that's our job, but because a rich lady asked us to.
This will be the abusing your power episode.
Yes.
For people richer than you.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know how much Evart makes, but it's definitely more than you.
Yeah. A lot more than us.
It's probably way more than, any of the people who work for him, honestly.
Those are indirect modes of taxation. 38%. It's gonna be a little bit. About an hour or so.
About an hour till capitalism?
Yeah, about an hour till capitalism. So
T-minus.
It's 1 hour and 5 minutes to capitalism. Okay, so do we want to talk to, do we want to try and get Edvard's job done first or Joyce's job done first?
Oh, they're both around the same area.
Hi, apothecary. Taxes, no. 1 hour remaining. I now just realized that I have over here.
Yeah.
It still says name unknown, rank unknown. We do know our name, though.
You do know your name. I think it's you don't have your badge. I think that's the reason.
True. I am amused that we have 7 communist points and 5 ultra-liberal points.
7 communist, 5 ultra-liberal.
That's very funny. I could do Joyce's job if you know what I mean. Oh, we know what you mean. You forgot overnight.
The lorry drivers are right here if you want to go talk to them. Otherwise, the door is in, the backyard area.
Yeah. Do we really want to talk to the racist lorry driver again, though?
Well...
It started raining.
It started raining. I suppose you can delay again and go do something else.
Let's go open the door. Wait, no, it's around the other side, right?
Yeah. Oh, it reminds me, you do have to check the footprints.
Footprints?
The footprints. Because you sized everybody up.
Oh, yeah.
Darn, I'm distracting you again.
I want to see the races.
Papa Cherry wants to see the racism. Show me the anti-civil rights movement. That's a stone's throw in Revachol. Or at least Martinez.
Yeah.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
72% chance for this.
That's pretty good.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the hardy boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head. Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Visual calculus may be onto something.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck.
There's no way he has a 72% chance to do visual calculus. No. No!
All of those points are doing a lot of heavy lifting.
3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
I should have gotten this earlier.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
Carrying something?
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy boy.
Interesting.
Someone else was there.
Someone else is there. Someone with a limp, maybe?
Perhaps.
I mean, if one sole is smoother than the other, that would imply they spend more time walking on that leg.
Yeah.
So it could be someone with a limp, or I suppose it could be someone missing a leg, but I think that we would have known that there were only one set of footprints then. Do we know anyone that has a limp?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone yet.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
The fact that we had a 72% chance to do this visual calculus.
That is unusual.
A leader
Got a lot
like
of bonus
Titus
points.
doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this.
That was Peg Leg Pete, the 8th Hardy Boy.
The 8th Hardy Boy. He got sick shortly thereafter, so he's been in his room getting some soup. The soup with the vodka in it.
Yes. Gotta get that borscht,
Yeah.
I'd probably point out the aberration. That is, that side's easy to spot.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
Okay. That's also an option.
Yeah.
If they don't have a limp, someone that uses one foot specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a driver.
Yeah. Could be.
The people we're looking for is a drummer.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
Got cued in on drummer.
It's
Perhaps
a drummer,
it could be
I see.
a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Peg Leg Pete had to embark on a journey for their imports. He's very vital to the economy.
That peg leg Pete.
I hope we get to meet Peg Leg Pete soon.
Most important character. Favorite character ever.
Driver, perhaps a racist driver.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
Driver, perhaps a racist driver? A driver that, we may have to talk to anyway to learn about smuggling.
The
We
one
should
you're
keep
definitely
our
going to
eyes
shake
open
down.
around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can mention the other ones too.
Yeah.
200. This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Maybe it was a giant.
Giant. The giant Hardy Boy.
Possibly, yes.
Light step number 41. Shoot.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing. I could
Yeah.
still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Man, they put some good tracks in here. It's been raining for like at least 30 minutes and they haven't gone away.
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Ravachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Let him have his moment of joy.
There's one pair missing from the Union box. The 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our Old Soul.
I imagine that Harry just sort of smiles at Kim and lets Kim talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's always
He's always,
at
he
Kim's.
can't stop. His face is broken like that. Well, frozen.
Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the Old Soul.
Nice.
Nice. Alright, now you can go back on your way to that door.
Okay, but like,
Yes.
detective. Look, it's her.
Oh, it is!
from the start of the game.
Yes.
Can't talk to her though, because she's on the roof.
No.
Harry loves listening to his boyfriend. That's gay as hell.
Yes. Harry could listen to Kim talk all day.
Yeah. You really could.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Okay, we don't have anything to say to Tommy, so...
I think you probably have ruled out that it wasn't Tommy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this means we will have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Down a quick save,
Good
just in case I get the option to punch this man in the face.
Looking for something?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
What's your stance on drugs?
Ah!
Should we just go straight to the let me see the soles of your boots, or should we kinda ask some other questions first?
Do you? Authority thinks you should go straight for it, but authority's not always right. Heavens knows authority's not always right.
Two reasons. This man, like, go on, see what happens. See if I don't punch him.
Been admiring the Stompers, huh? Sure thing. Check them out.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern. The wind howls over the Bay of Revachol, a cascade of cold air flowing through the city streets. Those same streets have left their share of scuff marks on the underside of your green snakeskin shoes.
Is that a map of Revachol on your boots?
Why is there a map of Revachol?
Always.
Why?
But why?
For when the invasion comes, the last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
You do understand you're stomping on Revachol every day, don't you?
No, it's not like that. You don't get it. It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it. It's too complex for you.
Well, we can at least eliminate him as a hardy boy.
Yeah, he's not a hardy boy.
I suppose like we probably could have made the assumption he doesn't exactly look like the kind of person that would hang out with Titus. I feel like Titus would get tired of him.
That he might.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you picking up? Is it drugs?
Apples.
Apples?
Apple.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
Why is the racist lorry driver trying to match Harry's expression? He kinda is.
He kind of is. Stop
He's
that.
given you the
Only
runaround.
we're allowed to have
Let's
that.
be honest. You were bested.
Rhetoric, no.
Frederick, no!
What is, oh yeah, no, we had
No.
we had no chance.
No chance in hell.
-1 from items. Ooh boy. Why are they matching freaks?
I don't know.
You're a lorryman, right? It's your stance on drugs.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette, it says.
I love the only option is why not?
Why
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
I'm sorry. Is his stance against drugs because he's racist?
It sure does sound like that.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
The racists in Martinez are trying to out-racist themselves and each other, I swear.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez.
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
That sure is a word.
Yeah.
It was certainly a sentence I just heard with my own 2 ears.
KKK member to fight over who's more racist, stab each other.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
You know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his luck and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I really feel the I guess.
The I guess is doing some heavy weight lifting there, huh?
It's a real headline, but fact check me.
It's a fucking travesty is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs? Talk, racist lorry driver.
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Okay, I really shouldn't have been surprised that he'd be racist when I ask him.
You shouldn't be shocked by this, but the man named racist lorry driver is being racist again.
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, alright? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
I guess we'll have to go talk to Sealing again.
Guess so.
I really want to punch him in the face, Kim.
I think Kim wants to punch him in the face too, but Kim's too much of a professional.
Yeah. Kim is far too much a professional. Could run into the box. Can't run around the box. Yep. Yep,
The
not the
speakers
box.
below are banged up
The
and
speakers are speaking to you.
Darn speakers.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
At least Harry was my old name, called me a slur. Well, like, if their parents named them racist lorry driver, they're going to be racist. So, hang on. Another save. I feel like this is going to go forward.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
What's your stance on drugs? I love it's not getting any better in the asking people about drug smuggling.
Drugs?
Yeah.
I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
If it why not Kim the professional when his boyfriend wanted to talk about cryptids?
Yes.
Yes.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
And I could be wrong, Kim, but I don't think this is our man.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Another driver has identified you and your lorry. I love the way that sentence would be emphasizing the you know, like, oh, he fingered your lorry too.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
Nah,
I
it
bet
was
it's
him,
It
yes.
was him.
He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I'm playing both sides, so I always win.
Yeah.
100% accurate.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
True.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He's a lorry driver too, just a little.
Just a tiny bit. You know, on the side.
So you forgot to tell me, so you were embarrassed to tell me. Stop squirming, what do you know about the drug operation? You work for only one side, I work harder at playing both sides, we're not the same.
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole. With ingenuity.
Okay, what do you know about the drug operation in the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
Wasting my time telling you who the F is transferring the drugs here. Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. Ooh. We got bad cop or bad cop?
I think you're going to be playing the bad cop. Which flavor of bad cop do you want to play?
Go with this one.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
We don't want to get to this mess. You have to give us a reason to move on. Bryce, Ling, help us out. No one will know it was you. We're buddies, you know? I was thinking about buying that frog visor, you know?
And you were thinking about selling me that frog visor?
And he wouldn't let me buy your speakers.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Okay, so...
Interesting.
Okay.
Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. Like we've met, like, an old woman driver.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
Who are the other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys by chance?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Okay,
I for real think he really doesn't know.
Yeah, I think we've squeezed all of the information we can out of
All
him.
right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
He immediately goes into trying to sell you something.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime.
Are you gonna buy his
100%
sunglasses?
guarantee.
Like, I'm sorry.
I cannot buy those horrible sunglasses. I'm real tempted to buy the visor, though. It is all of our money.
Spend your entire everything in your wallet on this froggy visor.
I gotta make sure that that we have money to buy things if we need to buy them. So I'll hold off on Froggy Visor for now. Come on, Harry.
It's the statue.
Yes, it is the statue. There should be a old woman right here.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you know anything about drugs?
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Can we try snapping our fingers in front of her face?
You
Should
can.
we try just like...
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
I'm torn between, are you alright, ma'am? You were out, and me, I'm the law.
Lol. I'd probably say the first one.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Kim, are you following any of this?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is.
I think we interrupted,
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
Take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Well, I have no idea what she's talking about. Who's Gabriel Buenigaro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later. You can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
Okay, fascinating. I do have police questions for you.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs. Can I see your boots?
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
That's police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
No aberration in the pattern that you can see.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
It wasn't her.
Yeah. What do you mean it was?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
She's not odd soul, Kim. Write that down.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
Well, then why didn't you, Kim?
Kim, why did you let me go on so
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
So what are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Wow, diamonds.
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Are you hauling apples?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
You get high off driving a lorry? Makes sense, minding your own business.
What do you want to say?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
Definitely have to sort out whatever's going on with her. Add that to the list, Kim.
Put that on the list.
Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo. Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain. It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
Guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
Hello, Joe Schmuck. Getting high on diesel fumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
I can't
So
say.
he gives up his riding and settles down, right?
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That is not where I thought that was going.
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
Are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm gonna listen to suggestion here.
You're gonna listen to suggestion.
She looks like she's gonna say mean things to me.
Could it be mean to you?
Where'd they find these VAs? I want to wrap myself in this woman's voice.
The VAs in this game are so good.
Yes, they are amazing.
I love the voice acting. It's great.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone's terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Okay. Grandma mean is a special type of mean.
Yes.
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
That's ominous. You said long haul.
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
Spooky.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Okay. So there's someone else we need to talk to.
Awesome.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Come on, he thinks. She's not the lady driver.
Okay, but aren't you the least bit curious about what was happening?
You
He's
hear
a
that,
little
Loma?
off, right?
I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that? Like,
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will.
What?
Romanov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself. That should be reported to the proper authorities. Cool ride until your dust, sister. I'm really feeling the third one.
say the third one then.
Irmao. I already am dust.
So, do you know anything about drugs?
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Huh.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Where you see an aging woman, I see a beautiful woman who I want to do things to me. Not really what I was getting
Then
at.
what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
If you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs. I feel like that's the wrong path of how to say that.
She also said she doesn't know what she's hauling.
Yeah. What should I say then?
I guess if you go with the first one, she'll probably just loop the same dialogue as before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your man, Lowman. What of it?
Well, you heard her.
Are you smuggling drugs?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me.
Probably not.
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lowman?
No, that's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
Are you making fun of me? I didn't ask you about diamonds. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs? Both drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Well, yeah, she's not the
Yeah.
the lady driver.
Who do you think's smuggling drugs?
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet.
Never
Also,
trust
he's
a
the
boat.
only one I can see from here.
She just picked one.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
He closes his notebook to stress it. Kim's just like,
Kim's
okay,
like-
detective, let's leave.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
We've spent so long talking to her that I've had a breakthrough in indirect modes of taxation.
Capitalism is here?
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Riversholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fare tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Every sentence of that was a trip.
They always are.
Ultra liberal dialogue options give +1 real. -1 empathy. Thinks he's a hustler or something.
Thinks he's a hustler or something. Thinks he's a hustler or something. It's killing me.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Congrats, you've unlocked a capitalist.
Unlocked a capitalism.
Again, on one of my playthroughs, I literally paid through everything by doing that, because, like, I did it on, like, my second or third one, and I just didn't look at any of the little dots until, I had gotten that one, and then got just a bunch of money. That's the fun thing about this game, is every time you replay it, you can replay it a different way.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do. Different little
Finger
traits.
pistols.
The finger pistols!
I need 9mm finger pistols.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I could unlock another one with my skill point, but I also need to spend a skill point to remove one, right?
Yeah, I think
want
so.
to stop gaining its bonus.
Can you buy one?
I could buy one.
You can also buy one with a skill point.
Yeah. With skill points, I can also use to up my skills.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Choices. I think using a skill point to essentially forget something is more like if it's like its downside is not working out for you, you know?
Yeah. Or if
You
you're
wanna
not
take that
gaining
away.
any bonus from it anymore.
Yeah, you might as well.
Hey, Tom. Yeah.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I heard one of the driver's woman. I don't think she's here.
I don't want to talk about that.
He's like,
Well.
I don't know about that. Nope. I know nothing.
I don't mean to pry, but I need your help, Tommy. Please, Tommy.
Please, Tommy! You get on your knees. Please, Tommy.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
He didn't say... He expressly said she isn't some evil drug trafficker. So I don't feel this is an appropriate line of questioning.
Yeah.
It also says he doesn't want to rat her out, so I don't think he's gonna give us a name or a description. Man straight denying the police respect.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we try asking, like, a name? Like, he's not gonna give us one.
I don't think he's gonna give you one, but you could try.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
Okay.
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Gruff in a
What
cool.
color hair?
Blue
Hair
and
colored?
violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Okay.
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Maybe it really is, or said she's troubled. How? How's she troubled, Tommy?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not everyone's afraid of her. But you're not.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Her mind.
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
I really don't want to talk to the racist lorry driver again, Tommy.
Push Tommy, and it will break his heart. And his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
I don't want to hurt Tommy's feelings. I like Tommy. Even if he did, say that he doesn't smoke and then took a long drag on a cigarette in front of me.
I mean, several other characters have done similar.
Apothecary says, I could talk to the racist lorry driver. I can fix him.
We'll leave it to Apothecary. Then.
Yeah.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Tommy's really having a hard... He's really having a hard time with the whole smoking addiction.
Yes. Well, they don't fall into addiction for no reason.
As you don't understand, I can fix him. Never mind, he called me a slur.
Looking for something?
Okay, I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate the way he talks. I mean, the voice actor's doing a great job.
Yeah. First, you knew Zilling didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Joe Schmuck said, I can also fix him in the same way you get your pet fixed. I'm with Joe on this one. SD helped the racist lorry driver begin transvestigating me. He'll find out I'm trans and call me more slurs. Don't worry. I'll do a spinning high kick and knock him off. I might actually knock his head off if I do that.
This game could be improved with more spinning high kicks.
Yes.
Just one isn't enough. I need to do this to every racist in the game.
We'd never stop, Motts. We'd be kicking everyone in town.
Well, not everyone, but at least 3. I think off the top of my head, at least 3 people.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
I actually gotta stop out for a second. Gonna make tea while I'm out there, but I'll be right back. You keep going, though.
Okay.
Apologize for leaving you with the racist lorry driver, though. Be right back.
Stance is the praying mantis. I'm not the one praying. Moments before performing a spinning high kick on the picket. Yes.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
I have no idea where Kim's going with this, so I'm just gonna let Kim talk.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Okay. 72% chance, though.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Just barely made it, though.
Time to turn up the volume.
Show me your lorry right effing now. Hey, driver's lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
We're actually threatening the man. High Half-Life build based. Like, we're going pretty high in, like, psyche and physique, so, yeah, pretty good Half-Life. I finish my playthrough with the crazy unhinged pass.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Ooh, into your lore, I know where it is. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me? What's your name? I'm gonna go to this radio saying the sky told Madre to F off.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Nice. Got, got that taken care of. Got to threaten a racist lorry driver. No, that one's not it. Must be further south then. Green Temple. By the monument. Is this perhaps it?
This green found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
You know, probably should have assumed that would be locked. Got any thoughts, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Well, I have to go equip the pry bar. Kim, give me a minute. Anything for physical instrument? Okay, I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get for physical
This
instrument.
screen found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the... With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar, a glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, Lorry Cabin.
I'm sorry, smash it apologetically.
The window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
This is why people say ACAB. Yes, this is definitely why people say ACAB. Seriously, Kim, we couldn't come up with a better solution than just smash the window. I mean, it's definitely the fastest one, but... like, come on.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Interesting.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Should anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV.
Okay.
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
What are you gonna do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
Interesting. If we find a dial key, we might be able to use it.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Piece of sandpaper to the throttle, huh?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Footprints in the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
She's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful. Is the drug smuggling now this? How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Maybe even all of Martinez. This would fit what Joyce draws, but I want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
I have to talk to Titus again.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Peripherik from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
Okay.
These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out tool slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes. Close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Of course, Kim. What do you got?
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
Definitely.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
Should probably talk to them before we talk to Joyce, then.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
How do the movie posters factor into this? Turns out this is... So it turns out this is connected to the Union. The RCM open investigation to this.
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
What about the movie posters? Do you think they have anything to do with this, Kim?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Maybe the trader's some sort of cinephile?
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Hi, Motts.
Okay. Hey! Sorry about that. Catch me up.
Okay, so we found
Debrief over.
the
After you.
we found the lorry
You found the lorry.
after threatening the racist lorry driver.
Good.
That was great. Harry actually grabbed the racist lorry driver and said that he was going to burn his lorry to the ground
Oh my.
if he didn't tell us where the lady driver's lorry was. We then inspected the lorry and was just like, how are we going to get into here? The door's locked. And Kim was just like, break the window.
Ah!
So we broke the window. And I totally could have done this in any less destructive fashion. I'm pretty sure Kuno knows how to pick locks, so I really feel like we could have just gotten someone else to open the door. She's got like a whole crazy like radio in there.
A radio, huh?
Yes. The as stated by Joe here, the game has managed to make empathize with cops working against a union, and
Oh, yeah. Ew.
yeah,
For real. Also, thank you, Joe, for welcoming me back. I appreciate it.
yeah. Oh, also the racist lorry driver doesn't want to talk to us anymore, and the
good.
feeling is mutual. Kim says that we should talk to Titus, see what he knows, since she was here at the lynching.
It's a good idea.
And I think that we should probably do that before we give the information to Joyce. Try and get as much information that we have available to us as possible.
Were you gonna give it to Joyce, or were you going to tell her the investigation was over, like Kim suggested?
I'm definitely leaning on listening to Kim, but I'll probably make a decision when we actually do see Joyce.
So I talk to Titus then.
Yeah. It's a bowl. They're spitting it. Look at these men overalls, toting guns, and union placards. Hawthorn bushes outside. Okay. Put down the save. Talk to Titus.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Does not seem particularly happy to see. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. Is not a...
That is a way to start that conversation. Yes, Harry.
Here's the 8th Hardy Boy, Titus.
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her. She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Focus reaction speed. I think we could probably guess the person that was present.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
Dice Hardy, I want you, Carly. Who said that?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
He's the type of person to get them into a hairy situation.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Okay. Good point. I'm really just stuck with, connected you to the local drug trade. Kim, I feel like I'm gonna get punched.
Possibly.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock?
Man, Kim, just rolling with the punches here.
Yes.
I don't think I'd really have a good response to that. That gets us back on topic.
The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace?
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
No, do the honor. You've earned it, Kim.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade, because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
Our established authority check had me doing every single side mission because I straight up couldn't clear it.
Yes. I feel that.
That's a mighty interesting theory.
I have what, a 3%
That's
chance?
what you would need to do,
Yes.
theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Okay, so I got 3 options here. It's disgusting. You're admitting to profiting off of poisoning your own people. Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way you have some control over it. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there.
Which flavor do you want to go for?
I'm not sure. I reread what he had said. I'm gonna go with number 3.
Go for it.
Telling yourself that. No, for the fact there's still plenty of drugs out there.
No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Titus, if I find out that you have been giving drugs to Kuno, I will slap you.
He probably isn't giving drugs to Kuno.
Better not be giving drugs to
Probably
Kuno.
is not.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
The performance on that one is so good.
I love that.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Hey, we've got it up to 17.
That's so much better.
Like, you know. We have 5 points base. And like, still 17.
It's because it's a godly check.
Yeah.
It's because it's a very difficult check.
Oh. Unbelievable is right. Okay. So. I'm off to find the Insulating.
Yes!
Yeah, that is on our to-do list.
So you gonna go talk to Joyce, or are you going to open a door?
Yeah,
or something else?
We do have to open a door.
Are you gonna go in the door, or are you gonna just open it?
That's a good question. How, like, yeah, should we go all the way inside or not?
I shouldn't tell you because I've played this game.
Yes, no.
It's up to you.
This is the door, right?
Yes, I believe it is that door.
Put down, save.
The door to the Weasel's den, guarded by the Lionhead Knocker. Both have seen better days. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
Oh, I can ask Kim for his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
Lion-headed Knocker was also my nickname in high school.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it.
Fair enough.
On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Wait, lying to Everart's been an option this whole time.
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
How badly do I know what's behind the door, though? Well, now I want to know what's behind the door.
You saved.
I did save. I could go back if I don't like the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
What if we go in, see what's inside, leave, lock the door again?
That would be funny.
Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude.
What if I just sort of stick my head in there, suggestion?
Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there.
Okay, 2 of them are now saying not to go in there. That means we definitely should go in there, right?
Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
I don't trust a fountain of quicksilver. If you see a fountain of quicksilver, get out of there.
You
As
should
you
leave.
hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle.
What do we have
A
here?
row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable.
We have a mug that makes us uncomfortable?
The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
You found the collector of racist mugs.
Ah.
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
I have no opinion on this.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
He's just like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Wait, Kim, we have a mug.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
Yes.
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
Interesting.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
Yes, logic. That is typically how clues work.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Inland Empire is like breaking and entering. Ho ho ho!
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles.
Shocking no one.
Yeah. I must
steal this man's shirt. He doesn't need it.
This shirt gives me +1 logic. I'm gonna put on the stolen shirt. Nice. Goes great with my horrific necktie. Take his magnesium. Suitcase full of clothes. Guests staying over? Hidden world of walking sticks.
Insulindian Phasmid?
Yeah, is this an Insulindian Phasmid situation, or are we actually talking about, like walking sticks?
Probably talking about walking sticks.
I just feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
Unless they're not talking about walking sticks, and are talking about Phasmids.
Could go either way, really. Okay, I think that's everything here.
Yeah, I think you hit everything.
Well, Kim, I don't regret breaking and entering.
You regret nothing.
Truly regret nothing. Okay. Now, last time we talked to Joyce, she talked circles around us. Our goal is to not let that happen a second time.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
I do have my police cloak, so...
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
Seems smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown. This reality we're in.
This reality?
This reality, you say?
Into that medical episode. No time to explain, just give me the lowdown.
Based Inland Empire.
Based, yes.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Those are
Don't
words.
be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
I love you, Kim.
Kim, do you hear yourself?
I love that he says shit like that with a straight fucking face.
Yeah. Kim, we sound so crazy, it's making you sound crazy.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
Ooh. That's nuts. Oh no. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
And Martinez.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Interesting. How about the sea?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
We're near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
It's a lukewarm ocean. It's interesting.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
About Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Mm-hmm.
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built the city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
And when was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Okay, it's a pretty old city then. It will resolve
They
history.
say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
That's ominous.
Yes.
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people.
Wow,
in the middle
that's
of the
a lot.
Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place. We're pushed at the center of the world. We're on the periphery, basically nobody's. Unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, what did we just get? There's food derealization. After name, none of them familiar. Seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at these stickers on the fridge. Interesting.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This
yes.
has been informative. Thank you, man. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality.
Yes.
Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Madame Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
I'll continue
It's better
later.
not to eat all your candy at once.
Don't eat all
Indeed.
your candy at once.
I'm always at your service.
The candy is the world building.
Yes.
Which is candy to me.
I do want to do this Sphere de Corps.
Go for it.
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
Am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
Candy? The only candy here is Joyce, the way she's a candy.
Preciso mundo.
Where's this Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You said de facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
Joyce is just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna mince words.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
The lackey of capital.
Yeah.
That's the role to foreign interests. One of the good guys. Going to avoid this subject and ask the next question. I'm a thrall to foreign interests.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Me in particular, or the RCM?
Probably both.
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
The nuclear pile meltdown was very bad.
Yes. Could you all give me a 5-letter word?
A 5-letter word?
Just like in general, or a 5-letter word for something in particular?
A 5-letter word.
The first one that comes to mind is fourth.
Fourth?
Yes.
A 5-letter word, fourth. What,
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a 5-letter?
Not that fourth.
Oh, the other fourth.
The other fourth, Motts. F-O-R-T-H, fourth. Yeah, in general. So, you have my suggestion of fourth. Motts, you got a 5-letter word for apothecary?
5-letter word. Suddenly I have to think about words that are a certain number of letters long. Is trial 5 letters? I believe it is.
Yes.
Trial.
They got fourth and trial. No, fourth wasn't today's Wordle answer. Curses.
Darn. Curse it all. Is trial today's Wordle answer?
Yeah, try trial.
Maybe snack.
Trial also wasn't the answer.
Snack, maybe?
Slime. Joe suggests slime.
Slime.
Apothecaries found it.
What was it?
It was silly.
Silly. Oh, it's
cool. Completely stopped the game to go play Wordle.
It was very important, okay? We needed to help.
I almost ran out of guesses. Oh dear.
Oh my.
Well, I'm glad you were able to figure it out. Literally the last one. Ooh boy.
Ooh. But you got it.
Yeah.
They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the Coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
They will never forgive you for being bad.
Governing ourselves mildly in the slightest form.
Yes.
My gosh, stopping what you were doing is so Harry core of you. I can't argue with that.
Apothecary's kind of right. Harry would be like, stop everything, Kim, wait. Wordle. Joyce, shut up.
Harry would stop the entire investigation to help someone with a crossword puzzle.
Yes. He would. Canon. Stamp it in.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Kim, I think that's the official response.
Ravasholians get to keep the peace in Ravashol, and the Coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
That's all for now, maybe?
Yeah.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
So I've spoken with the lorryman.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
But where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Shut up, authority.
Well, let Kim handle it.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Well, that's a little, much.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Iron and strawberries? Strawberries half-liked?
What are you talking about? Iron and strawberries. That's exactly the taste of the word bloodbath. What's so strange about that?
What was that about bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing that, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Yeah, I can't really argue that bloodbath does sound like the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I heard about a connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A security detail, you say?
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
It didn't seem to work out so well.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Okay, so there's 3 of them. Well, maybe more accurately, there were 3 of them.
Well,
if we're assuming that our victim is one of the mercenaries, which, I mean, he's definitely some amount of mercenary. You know?
So if, like, he is one of them, then there's 2.
Yeah.
If he's not, then there's 3.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Well, they wear ceramic armor.
Good to know.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allows some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Technically, everyone is some amount of mercenary. Usually the amount is 0. I can't argue with you there, Joe.
That's
he
a
was
good
taken
joke.
out
I like
behind the
that.
whirling in racks
That's really good.
and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
Okay, so it's just 2 left.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Rookie numbers minus 3.5.
Watch out for Apothecary.
Yes.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
I have to say, this is not Disco.
This is not Disco. Roll credits.
Oh, boys. Not good. I have to say, this is not Disco.
It is very far from Disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Like, yeah, there's like thousands of Union, like, men, but like, we're talking about mercenaries with semi-automatic weapons. That's,
Yeah.
no.
And likely some pretty extensive military training, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, they're mercenaries, so
yeah.
they probably have some kind of training.
I mean, I suppose by technicality, you know, to be a mercenary, one just simply needs to, you know, own a gun. Really, but... Like...
Well, and do, obviously, mercenary work,
yes.
but yes.
To apply to be a mercenary.
As if there's an office where you can put in your application.
In some games, there is. But yeah, no, it would be very bad.
This
These
isn't
men
KOTOR.
work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
See, Kim's is the great bloodletting.
This is the great bloodletting. See, Kim, apocalypse. Told you.
Looks like some sort of state of Elysium with a disco. Like a Disco Elysium. Harry.
Yes.
The confrontation is inevitable.
It doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia.
But I have a name.
It's just so funny.
One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay.
A lot to get through.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. Now we're getting into it.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
I'm afraid
5
they're
days,
not listening.
not more. Maybe sooner.
Oh boy.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay. Hey Kim, maybe we should get that drink down. What can you tell me about Gretel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes.
And
All the
probably
good
with
conflict
little
corridors,
discretion.
Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Yeah.
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
We should definitely get on to that.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company and tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Okay.
Until they pick up the phone. They've gone completely rogue, and we have no way to stop them.
Okay. Second idea. We get another mercenary company.
Good idea. Another mercenary. Another Tourette.
Yes.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Okay, so just some kids.
Yeah.
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
I mean, it matches what Titus said.
And Titus said that.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Kim, should we warn the Hardy Boys? Like, you know, the people that were at the lynching?
They probably would think they could take them.
There's 7 of you. I don't like your odds. We hire 9 mercenaries to fight the other 9 mercenaries. We don't take this fight here, however.
We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Maybe on narcotics, too.
We must take it to New Mexico to know who our mercenaries are. We dress them in red. It's like Australia introducing those toads to get rid of the bug problem, which famously worked out great. It's caused 0 problems. The enemy is dressed in blue. Oh, I love Apothecary is making a Team Fortress 2 reference, and Joe's making a real-world problems in Australia reference. And both are perfect.
Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel?
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Okay. Lely.
Lely.
It low-key reminds me of when the British tried solving the snake problem in India by offering money per snake given to the Empire. The snake breeders began to breed more snakes.
Is that true? That's so funny.
That does sound like something that would have happened, yeah. I haven't heard about
amazing.
that, but that does sound...
That sounds right.
Wow, we have 3 skill points. This in turn increased the snake population in India.
It's real?
It's real! Oh no!
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Yes, Ma?
I just wanted to say, it's called the Cobra effect, where people are incentivized to make a problem worse.
The Cobra effect.
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining 2 monks?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
You're probably not.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
I don't need cobras to make my effect worse on this world. I'm spiraling out of control.
Some days it feels like that.
Yeah. Counterpoint. I do like snakes.
I do like snakes too.
Wouldn't mind a giant nest of cobras that I could, push my enemies into.
I think my life could be improved with more cobras.
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down.
The cobras give Apothecary an idea.
Oh, do they?
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Ooh. Logic. Scamp leader, murder, bad reply. That's quite the sentence there.
That is a sentence. But
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
I'd like to mention that we have, like most of our logic is not coming from base logic.
Most of the logic is coming from that shirt.
We put a point in there and a point from this shirt. And we just got a 10. Why? Yes, the cobras, Motts. You're a beautiful genius, the cobras, yes.
Thank you. I'm concerned. What
They
about the
occupied a
cobras?
vantage point in the building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Vantage point in a building south of the roundabout.
Why don't you just logic that? You
Yeah.
just...
Guys, I've got to go. Love the stream. Have a good one, y'all. Have a good one, Apothecary, and thanks for being here.
See you, Apothecary. I'm a little concerned you're leaving after saying something about cobras.
Apothecary's gotta go get some cobras. I have cobra-related activities.
Apothecary's off to do cobra-related activities. Well,
Yes.
I hope you have a great time, and good luck with the cobra-related activities.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day.
Yes.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border keg. Does this not bother you?
Probably not. She's on a boat, Kim. She can get away from here.
She can sail
Of course
away.
it bothers me, Lieutenant, but my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
Okay.
I hope I can answer it better.
We actually don't have any more questions.
That's actually the end of our questioning.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
The tattoos, though.
Yeah.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
Well, if you really think
It was
about
taken
it.
with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Stars in the sky.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Interesting.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
I've spoken to him. The soul is fastened inside his corpse.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
Wow, she took that real well.
For real?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this. Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Islary Age.
Okay.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is a service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos. His platoon members? The other contractors. though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
that you should not.
I feel like that would piss them off.
Very bad.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
Physical instrument though thinks you should do it.
No.
Physical instrument thinks you can take it.
No, we cannot take it.
Physical instrument is very confident in your
I don't think deciphering
ability.
that tattoo should come before public security.
It's all for the tattoos.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's everything for now.
Yay! All right, you did it. You got the smuggling thing. You got the information from Joyce. You opened a door.
Yeah, we found the origin, most likely, of the racist mug. We don't have to talk to the racist lorry driver anymore. Today's been a very productive day.
Actually, very productive today.
We are going to have to stop there, though.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I guess it is almost noon.
Yeah, it's almost noon for us. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We'll be back next week with... I don't even know what we're going to... I suppose call the RCM?
Well, you've got a list.
Yeah.
You have to talk to Evart, I assume.
Yeah, we do need to talk to Evart.
There's plenty of other places in the town that's still available to you that haven't actually walked around. For example, there's that one person who was on like the balcony.
Yes, the smoker.
Mm-hmm.
We do need to talk to him.
You next time there are trust me, this game is very big. It's got plenty to do.
Yes. So long, Joe.
So long, Joe.
Have a great day.
Perhaps also engage in Cobra-related activities if you'd like.
Yes. Well, see ya, everyone.
Bye.